Hello guys, welcome back to Sufsify platform. So today in this video we are going to continue our C++ series. Okay, so in third video what we will talk about, let me open our notes. So here we will start with the conditional statements and loops. Okay, previous video we have talked about how about storage spaces, how a negative number is stored in the memory, and how any number is stored in the memory. Okay, so let's start our today's topic. So what is conditional statement? If we put a condition, like if we take an example, like if a is greater than b or b is greater than a, so here or is in between the two sentences, so this is called the conditional statement. It means if there is a condition between two sentences, so or you can say two things, or in making the decision, so this is called actually conditional statement. Okay, so in conditional statements, at first we will talk about the if else statement, or at very first we will talk about the if statement. Okay, so how we can use it? So let us write the our first program on it. Like input will be a and b, and if a is greater than b, then it will print answer is a, and if b is greater than a, then it will print answer is b. Okay, let me open the code editor. Here this is video 3. Let me remove this all. Okay, here what we can write, at first we have to write the basic structure of C++ programming. So has include IO stream. After that you have to write the basic structure, just using namespace std. Okay, then close it. After that we can write int main as a function, and then open and close it. Now what we have to do, we have to get the input. Okay, we have to get the input of two number from the user. Okay, so for that what we can do, at first we have to declare uh, the variables with variable type. Like the variable type will be int here because we have to get the input of integer type values. So int a, and another variable is b, then close it. After that we have to get the input. So for getting the input there is a new type of function which is cin. So in previous video we have seen about the cout function for outputting some sentences or something. Okay, but here we will use cin function for getting the input. So before using cin for getting the input of a and b, we can just give the instruction to the user to input the values of a and b. So for that what we can use, we can simply use cout. After that less than, here inside double quote, what we can now enter the value of a. Okay, enter the value of a. After that we have to take the input, so for that we will use cin, then the variable name simply. Okay, and then close it. After that similarly what we can do, we can just copy this, control D here. Yeah, so likewise we have to write it for b. So b, here I am changing also to b. Okay, so after that what will happen or what we have to do. Let us see if our program is running correctly or not. Let me clear this at first. Clear, and let me run. Okay, enter the value of a. So enter 2, and after that it is telling to enter the value of 3. Okay, so till this portion our program is running correctly. After that, what we will do, so here, no, we can write type conditional or chec checking part. Okay, conditional or checking part. So for that, what we can do, we can use if statement. Okay, let me write it fully. If, after that, just give these brackets, and inside these brackets we have to write the checking condition, like if a is greater than b, then what will happen, then this bracket, and inside it what we have to do, if a is greater than b, then we have to show the output, or show or print the output, like and for that we will use cout function. The output will be a is the answer. Okay, and close it. If this, or it can happen that b is greater than a, so in this case what we can do, if b is greater than a, then we have to output another thing. Similarly, we will use cout here, and we can write b is the answer. Okay, let me run the program. Before that, let me clear this. Okay, let's run it. It is telling us or showing us to enter the value of a. Let me enter 2, and after that let me enter 5. Okay, so b is the answer because b is greater than a. 5 is simply greater than 2. Let me input a greater value in a, like 7, and lesser value in b, like 1. So what will happen, now it is showing a is the answer. Okay, so after that what we can do, if we add another section in this question, like there can be another portion where we have to output, or we can say there can be another possibility that a is equal to b. So what we can do for that, if similarly we will write the condition inside this bracket, like a equal to b, then what we can do, cout. Okay, cout, and here a is equal to b. Okay, okay, after that if I run the program, what will happen, let's see. I'm running the program. Okay, it is showing us to enter the value of a, like 2, and then the value is similarly 2, then a is equal to b. Okay, so yeah, this is a process. After that, if we enter 2 and 3, then yeah, b is the answer. Like that we can check also for 3 and 2, like the greater value for a and lesser value. Program, the result will remain, or yeah, in that process. After that, let us go to the notes. So we have done it. Okay, let me take this. We have done it. After that, what it is telling, okay, we have done it. Check if a number is positive or negative. Okay, positive or not, a positive, negative or zero. Okay, so for that what we can do, let's go to the pod id. Here what we have to do, let's make another file inside it, video 3 part 2. So you can write it video 3 program 2. Okay, program 2 dot cpp. You can save it like that. Here let's write the normal structure, basic structure of C++. So after that, iStream is the, I think there is a problem. Let me write it include. Okay, after that io iStream. Okay, after that we have to use using namespace, which namespace standard. Okay, after that we have to write a function or declare a function called main, and inside it what we can write, we can write the actual program. Okay, which we can do, we have to execute. So what is the question? We have to check if a number is positive, negative or zero. Okay, this is the question. So for that, at first what the initial stage is that we have to get the input of the number. So for that we can use, okay, we will use float here, because the number can be integral or it can be floating type. Okay, so we can use float here, and after that the number. So for as the variable name we can use num. Okay, after that we have to output an instruction uh, which will instruct the user to enter the number. So for that we will use cout, and here after less than and inside this double quote what you can write, enter any number. Okay, and after that close it. After that you have to take the number. So for taking or storing the number, what we will use cin, and after that less than greater than, and then the variable where we want to store actually. So we want to store the number, so cin the num. Now we have taken the number. Now we have to apply the conditional statement. Okay, so this is the conditional part. Okay, so after that what we can do, this is the conditional part. So here we will use if num is, what will be the condition for positive, it should be greater than 0. So the number should be, so the variable name, here we will use the variable name num greater than 0. Okay, if num greater than 0, then we have to output, and for outputting we will use cout. Simply we have to output what, the number is positive. Okay, the number is positive. After that we can use another if statement, but this is not a good practice. We will talk about later. At first let us try to write the if statement for first time. So here if the number is just, we will change the condition equal to 0, then the number is what, 0. Okay, after that, okay, so after that what will be the third condition, if the number is less than 0. So in this case the number is what, negative. Okay, negative. Let us see if our program is running smoothly or not. Let me clear it. After that, run, enter any number like 5. Okay, the number is positive. After that, let's rerun the program and check for a negative number like -4. So the number is negative, it is correct. After that, let's check for 0. So 0, and yeah, the number is 0. So program is all correct. Okay, after that, let's go to the code and let's see what it is still. Okay, non-positive is also correct. Okay, then some notes are written here about the scene function that used to get input in C++. We have seen. Okay, so getting input of more than one variable together. So for getting the input of more than one variable, okay, together, what we can do, we can just simply write it like that: scene getter first variable, and then getter second variable, and then getter whatever number of variables we actually want to get the input of. Okay, so just like that. After that, okay, so in that way, it do not read space enter. Okay, space enter and tab. So actually there will be tab. Okay, tab will be written there. So how to get input of tab, space and enter? For that, we'll use this cin dot get function. Okay, so what we can do here, we can make another file called vid3 program dot cpp. So here let me write the basic structure. Namespace standard. Okay, after that, into main, and here, yeah. So here what we are talking about, that let me clear this terminal at first. Okay, so how to get the input of a tab, enter, and this all. Okay, and space. So for that, let me declare a variable at first, int a. After that, we can write a equal to get no cin dot get, then bracket, okay, then close. So here what we can do, just here space enter, yeah. So let's go to our notes, what it is telling us, that if we input this, then the output will be 32. Okay, if we input a space, so let's see, let's check if it is taking the input or not. How we can check? We can just simply output the input. Okay, see out what? See out a. Actually, what is happening? Okay, so here what is happening, that this cin.get bracket, this function is taking actually the character input. Okay, whatever the variable type is, but it is taking the character input. So let us run the program and see. Yeah, so let me enter a space. This is showing us 32. Okay, why this is showing us 32? Let us go to the ASCII table and let's check for space. So 32. Okay, here you can see in the second column, first row, you can see decimal value is 32 for what? Space written here. So it is actually giving us the decimal value. Okay, let's go to the code ID and let's enter 2, a number. So for 2, the output is 50, but why? This is actually outputting the decimal value. Okay, and taking the input as a character input. So if we consider 2 as a character, what is the decimal value here? 50, we can see in blue color written here. So it is whatever the variable type we have declared, but when when we used this cin.get function to get the input of that variable a, the type automatically converts to character type. Okay, because this take only the input of a character. Okay, char input. So automatically when we entered 2 here, this is considered as a character input, and if 2 is a character input, here you can say this is the character column, and here 2, and the decimal value will be printed for it, which is 50. Okay, likewise we can print the decimal value for enter also. Okay, for enter the decimal value is 10. Okay, let us go to the ASCII table. So where is, yeah, so line feed means also enter. Okay, and let's check for tab. So the output will should be 9. Let's run the program, rerun the program, and let's press tab on our keyboard, tab. Okay, then enter. Okay, the output is 9 simply. So what it is doing, it is just converting our input into character type and outputting the decimal value for it. Okay, so this is a small concept here. Let's go to our notes. Okay, here what it is telling us that write a program to check which number is greater. Okay, flow of program will be what? Getting input of A and B, then using if-else statement. So here we will use if-else statement. Okay, let me make a new file called feed3 problem number what? 4.cpp. Enter. Okay, so here the basic structure has include stream using namespace std. After that we have to make a function called int main. After that, what we have to do, we have to get the input of two variables and check whether it is a is greater than b or b is greater than a. Okay, or they are equal. So for that we have to at first write int a comma b. Okay, after that we have to output something instruction to the, so that the user can understand that he or she have to input a number. So for that what we can do, cout please enter any number. Okay, then close it. Then you have to get the input of A. Okay, after that see out what, please enter another number. Okay, after that we have to similarly take the input of it also. Now we have to use the conditional. Okay, so this is the conditional part. Okay, so here what we can write simply, if, so here what we have to use, if else statement. Okay, in previous program we were using only if statement, but here we will use if else, and we can also use else if. Okay, if else if else statement. So let us write the code, it will be more understandable. Okay, if A is greater than B, so what we can output here, see out what, A is greater than B. Okay, you can output it here. After that similarly what we can write, we can use else if statement. Okay, so for else if statement, here we can also attach, if there is more than two conditions, we can then use if else statement. Okay, if there is only two condition, we can use if else statement. Like here you can, we have to just write else. Okay, after that we have to output something, so like that. But here we are using a three condition statement. So for that we will use else if. Else if, what will be the condition, what can be the possibility, B is greater than A. Okay, in this case what we have to output, C out, and after that B is greater than A. Okay, so let's close it. After that what can be the third condition, else. This is the last condition, so I'm using the else statement. Else there can be only one condition, or we can say one condition is left, that we have to see out what, A is equal to B. Okay, sorry, B. So like that, let us run the program. Let me clear it at first. Let us run the program. Okay, please enter any value like 2 and 3. So here it is saying that B is greater than A. Let us check for equality. 7, 7. Okay, A is equal to B. Let us check for a minus number like minus 8 and a positive number which is equal to it, but the sign is like, yeah, like that. Sorry for the background noise. So here B is greater than A, obviously, because minus 8 is obviously less than 8. So I think our program is all correct. Okay, let's go to our notes. Okay, write a program to check if a number is positive, negative, or 0. So this is the, we can write it also like that. Okay, if this nested if else statement. Okay, or we can use if else if statement, which we use in our program. Okay, here we used it like else if statement. You can see we can also write it using nested if else, and inside else there will be another if else. Okay, so we could write it like that, but this is more preferable. Okay, you can explode it, not so important. After that, okay, this is a question like char ch. So there is a character input like a to z. We have to get the input of a to z, like not input actually, we have to get the input of anything. Okay, like the input can be from a to small z. Okay, the input can be capital A to capital Z, and the input can be 0 to 9, any number among these. Okay, and there can be other case that is not matched with these three. So what we will use here, we will use also the conditional statement, or you can say if else if statement. So what is the hint for it, that you have to take the character input. Okay, and after that we have to use the concept of ASCII value. Okay, so let's go to the code editor, and this is the last program for our today's video. So let's make a new file, video 3, and this is program 5.cpp. Okay, so let me clear this at first. Okay, now let's write the basic structure. Okay, so inside this int main, what we can write, we have to at first take the input. Okay, and the input should be character type, char input. Okay, let the name of the variable be input, char input, then close it. After that we have to print something to instruct the user to give the input. So cout will be what, inside double quote there will be enter anything then inside bracket a to z, or a to z, capital Z, or 1 to 9. Okay, okay, so in that way we can say the user, show the user a instruction to for inputting anything in between small a to small z, capital A to capital Z, and number from 1 to 9. Okay, after that what we have to do, we have to take the input. Okay, and the input, after that greater than, then the variable name. So variable name is input, Okay, so after that what we can do, we can actually after getting the input we have to just use the conditional. So we'll write the conditional part. Okay, here we can write conditional part. After that what we have to do, we can use if else if statement. So if here what we can do, if input is greater than equal to what, greater than equal to, for this case actually we are writing if statement here. So what we can do, we have to write ASCII value of small a instead of its normal form, character form. Okay, so let us check the ASCII value from the ASCII table of small a. So very, yeah, so this is the ASCII value, decimal value is 97. Okay, for small a 97. So let's go to the code ID. So if the input value is greater than equal to 97 and, okay, and it can be greater than equal to 97. Okay, and the input value should be less than what, so less than the decimal value of z. Okay, should be less than equal to what, decimal value of z, because z is the last character here and you have to take the decimal value of the last character. So where is z? Yeah, this is the z, and 122 is the decimal value for z. Okay, so 122, it should be less than or equal to 122. In that case what will be the output? C out will be what? Let's go to our question. Okay, in this case print this is lowercase, so you can write it here, this is lower case. Okay, another condition. So for that we'll use else if. Okay, else if statement. Okay, inside it we have to write the another condition. So this condition will be for capital A and Z. So similarly you can write input is greater than equal to, but input should be greater than equal to what, the decimal value of capital A. So yeah, so the decimal value is 65. Okay, and should be less than of what, capital Z, which is 90, less than or equal to. Okay, so 65 and 90. Okay, so let's go to that. Should be greater than 65 or equal to 65 means whenever the input value is equal to 65, then it is actually the A character, capital A character. And what, and input value should be less than equal to what, 90. 90 is the less than equal to, why equal to, because z is also included. So for that reason, I hope you understand. For that, in this case what we have to output, C out, this is the uppercase. Okay, this is the uppercase. Then there can be third condition, another third condition. Here we will also use else if. Why we are using, I will tell you later. Let's focus on it. Another case will be input should be equal to or greater than what, 1, and should be less than 9, less than or equal to 9. So input should be greater than equal to 1, and the 1 is considered here as character type. So the ASCII value for this 1 as a character, if the 1 is a character, so let's check it here. Yeah, so here 49 is the decimal value. Okay, for when 1 is considered as character, 49, and let's write it. So input should be greater than equal to 49. Okay, and let me write it inside the bracket, and input should be less than equal to what, less than equal to the decimal value of 9. So let's check what is the decimal value of 9. So 57. Okay, 57 is the decimal value of 9. So let us write 57 here. After that, C out, this is the uppercase. So in this case we have to output this is a numeric value. Okay, so let's close it. Fourth thing will be what, here we will use the else statement, because this is the last statement. If our input does not match any statement or any condition, then the condition will be forwarded to the last condition. Okay, last output. So here we can simply output what, input is not relevant or input is not correct. Okay, we can write it like that. Okay, so this is our program. Let's run it. Enter anything between A to Z. This is this. So let's check for K, small k. Okay, normal small k. Okay, this is lowercase. Normal small k, we know this is lowercase. After that, let's check for the age values. Like for in case of uh, small case or lower case, the age value is Z here. This is also lower case. Okay, let's check for capital letters, or you can say uppercase, like capital B. This is the uppercase. Okay, let's check for age value. Let me increase the size here. Okay, so check for age value, capital Z. Okay, this is the uppercase. Let's check for numeric value between 1 to 9. Let's check for 1 itself. So this is numeric value. Let's check for 5, 6. This is numeric value. Let's check for 9. Okay, let's check for 9. This is also a numeric value. But in case of 10, what will happen if we enter 10? Output will be, this is a numeric value, but why this is a numeric value? I think there is a problem. Let me see. Okay, we are actually sending the input as 10. Okay, so let's go to the code editor. Let me see it. What is the problem? Okay, so let's keep our program like that. Let's remove this part from here. I will try to discuss about it in next video if there is a solution. Uh, but for now, let's remove it from our program. And for another things, just keep our program for checking if it is lowercase or uppercase. Okay. Else input is not relevant. Let's run our program and enter 1111. Input is not relevant. Okay. So if we input just characters, then our program will run. Okay. So if possible, I will discuss about it. What was the problem? What is the problem here? But okay, so for today's video, this is all. And keep practicing and keep revising. And if you are new to this channel, you can subscribe our channel for next videos like that. We'll also deep dive into DSA part also. Okay, so for today, that's all. And thank you for watching this full video.